For the next 30 minutes, we will explore the unexplained. From mysteries beyond our galaxy to ghostly phenomena in our own backyard. We will dive into our psychic abilities and explore everything from conspiracies to the just plain weird. Welcome to 30 Odd Minutes. If the truth is out there, we will find it. But only by sheer accident.
Hey! Yeah. Welcome to 30 Odd Minutes. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome aboard the mothership, where we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic within the paranormal, electronic voice phenomena. First of all, I want to say hi to the oddballs. How are you guys today in the control room?
We're doing well.
Excellent.
Doing well here.
Excellent. The
Cozy.
Yeah, it is.
We got to get a bigger ship.
We definitely need a bigger ship.
Yeah.
That's true. Jump in our chat room at 30oddminutes.com. Tweet us during the show. We're at 30oddminutes. And tell us what you're thinking about. Follow us on Twitter, and we can post your tweets and stuff right live during the show. We did get a great email not too long ago. Sarah, please share.
I love this email so much. Okay, so it says, Dear 30 Odd Minutes crew, I'm a fledgling paranormal investigator looking to gain a greater understanding of the paranormal world. The other day I asked my Ouija board if there was any shows or books about the paranormal that I should check out. To my great surprise, the pointer began to move and it eventually spelled out 30 Odd Minutes. To be honest, I had never heard of your show before, but after this experience I started watching online and now I'm a huge fan, and so is my cat, Mr. Clinkers. We've been watching all the past episodes. Anyway, I just thought you should know that your show comes highly recommended by the spirit world. How cool is that? Love the show. Sincerely, Marshall Meekins.
Love the name,
It's
Mr.
my favorite
Clinkers.
email ever.
Mr. Clinkers,
Mr.
great
Clinkers.
name.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very cool. I mean, the spirit world digs the
Doesn't get
show.
better
That's
than that.
awesome. If only our guests felt the same way. What
What are you trying to say, Jeff?
We're eagerly awaiting
is there
the
a
arrival
problem?
of tonight's abductee, and it could just be one of those shows. But
Maybe he showed up as an EVP. Maybe that's what he thought you wanted him to do.
yeah, we should try to.
We should have been a little more clear.
Yeah, we're going to tell the limo drivers to stop taking the guests to the bar before the show, too.
Yeah,
Just
all
come
right.
straight to the studio.
We're gonna have to hover the ship right over people's homes, I guess, and snatch them as they come outside next time. But anyway, so Ouija boards. The spirit world is not our only fans. We got this clip last month. You ready for this? I was at the Stanley Hotel, the haunted Stanley Hotel, I might add. We did a whole episode on it not too long ago, and there was a bunch of paranormal fans, experts, people who know their stuff, and we asked them one question. Check this out.
When we surveyed the top paranormal enthusiasts in the world what their favorite online paranormal talk show was, they said,
How cool is
Man,
that?
how many people
Wow.
there, Jeff?
Over 200 on the front steps of the Stanley Hotel.
How much
And
did it cost you to
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a lot of money.
I made some promises and
That you can or cannot deliver, that doesn't matter.
did not have that much beer money on me.
Yeah.
But thank goodness for small miracles, because we're gonna be okay. I feel good about this.
Promise of a foot massage goes a long way, though.
It
huh?
does. It really does. So yeah, very cool stuff. But yeah, no. Tonight's topic is something that's very interesting to me: electronic voice phenomena, EVP. None of us here are a stranger to it. Matt, Andrew, talk to us. What have you guys done with EVP in the past?
Oh, man. We were just talking about this before. There's a house in Acushnet, Massachusetts that we've investigated quite a few times, and there's a room in the house we actually refer to as the EVP room. I've personally caught 5 Class A EVPs in this house.
I've caught several myself there, and they're usually very nice. Sometimes they're
They're gruff with me.
Yeah.
They like Matt.
yeah.
Nice.
I was trying to be political about it, but yeah.
Well, we're going to share one of those EVP a little bit later in the show, one of the ones that Andrew captured. But, I'm not very good at this thing. I've tried, and we're going to talk more about it in just a second. Sarah, have you given this a whirl? Have you tried EVP?
I have. It's actually been kind of boring, to be honest, my EVP experience. Not the greatest.
You've had luck
Not
with
like the big expert that we have coming in right now. Yeah.
Right in front of the camera.
As he goes by the camera, yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, very good. Well, tonight's topic, let's get to it. We want to know, can the dead speak to us? If so, can we record their voices? That's what we're talking about tonight. It's electronic voice phenomena, or EVP as it's commonly known. The idea is pretty simple. You take an audio recorder and you ask questions and record. Sometimes on the playback, unexplained noises and even voices come through. Our guest tonight is an electronics tinkerer who first got into the spirit communication almost a decade ago, and since then he's gone on to develop specialized equipment for recording electronic voice phenomena. He's become a sought-after lecturer on the topic. He's the co-host of East Bridgewater's Most Haunted and the author of EVP, Electronic Voice Phenomena, Massachusetts Ghostly Voices.
Long time.
Right, no, it's good stuff though. Tonight, he's going to share his evidence and methods live right here on the mothership. Please welcome Mike Markowicz.
Yeah!
Welcome aboard. Is this your first time aboard a spaceship?
It is indeed. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, well, make yourself at
Nice,
home.
very nice.
Yeah,
I was floating around space for a little while out there in the docking port. So.
well, we're glad you made it, and happy to have you here.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah.
You sent us a bunch of clips. We're going to be getting to those, but let's start at the very beginning. Now, I've actually got them loaded up here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we're locked and loaded. Let's just start by sharing one of these things. We talked a little bit about what they are. It's the idea that we're getting voices from somewhere else. Where that place is, we'll talk about and debate. But
Sure.
Can we start with a simple example? I've got them in order here.
Yeah, number one is a perfect example to start with because that's the one that got me started in recording these voice phenomenon. And
Right.
it's just crazy. It speaks for itself. You'll hear something that's kind of out of place.
Okay, ready? Let's play.
Speaks for itself.
I'll be sorry if I don't take some. You know, you shouldn't really touch somebody like that. What? I feel it's a cold burn. Give a little glass.
Yeah, that's basically it. And
So we heard that scream right in that
that's
middle.
it. Exactly.
All right, that is a little freaky. All right, before we get too far, I want to talk a little bit about the history of EVP, electronic voice phenomena. I know some people put the very first recording all the way back to 1901, and actually I have a sample of it, and we can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
A guy named Waldemir Bogaras was in Siberia recording a spirit conjuring ritual. No intent of capturing any spirit voices. And this is a clip that's not often heard.
No,
so,
I've never heard of it either.
Well, you're in for a treat.
I am.
You are in for a treat. All right, so check this out. Here's what's interesting. Keep in mind, 1901, over a century old. He was using basic recording equipment that was, the conic-shaped microphone like the old Edison things, and you hear a drum beat, and you hear the chant of the shaman. And then what happens is, at one point, the speaker's completely blown out. And Bogaras says, this is weird, because I was in the room, the shaman didn't move, the speaker didn't move, so it was speculated that maybe this is an actual voice tweaking it out. So take a listen.
Interesting.
Yeah, right. And now it's just, but people that are into this will point to that and say this perhaps could be the first thing. It's a 110-year-old recording, so
That's crazy.
Hi-fi it is not.
However, why can't it be? There's no reason why it shouldn't be, because everything that I've ever used to record on is captured EVP. So why not somebody else?
And that's
way back then.
That's the thing. We even have a photo of the shaman, I believe, right here. Eric in the engine room. There it is. So, this is Bogaras. Is not a paranormal guy. This guy's, studies different ethnic groups and chronicles them in photographs and recordings and, strange stuff. So, Sarah, Matt, Andrew, any thoughts on that strange and ancient recording?
Sounds like a classic ghost sound, doesn't it?
Like someone's pretending to be a ghost or something.
Yeah. No, that's, and we can speculate.
Yeah.
But really, when we talk about EVP, The name that you have to put to the father of EVP is Frederick Jurgensen. We have his photo as well. And this goes back to June 12, 1959. The story goes that this man right here, Jurgensen, went out into the woods to record the sounds of nature. He thought that would be pretty. And
I think it was the birds, wasn't it?
The birds. Wanted to get the birds. And so he comes back and he plays his recording back, and there's voices on there. Strange. And he's using old reel-to-reel stuff from 1959.
And he was basically isolated, too, because he's out in nature recording nature without having people around, because he doesn't want people, he wants the birds.
Right.
So he basically isolated himself while he was making those recordings.
Now, since 1959, the idea of EVP has taken off.
Oh, yeah.
It's become part of ITC, Instrumental Transcommunication. It's kind of gray area. The idea of using technology for spirit communication.
That's good stuff.
And so, at what point do you get involved in it? At what point do you find out about it and say, I got to do something with this?
It was that first recording with the scream.
Well, what made you set up the recorder and even think to do this?
I heard it. When I heard that, it was a true epiphany, and I just hit me in the head with a sledgehammer when I heard that, and I was like, wow, I got to try this.
Okay.
And I knew that I'd be recording for a long time.
Right.
It was one of those changes of life paths, if you will. As soon as I heard it that night, I knew I was going to go do this.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's been a crazy ride ever since, you know. It was very strange.
Now, I know, not to get too personal, but too bad you're late.
That's right.
That's how it
That's
goes.
right. I asked for it.
I couldn't ask ahead of time.
That's right.
Now, you went through a big cancer scare, cancer
Oh, yeah.
treatment. You
Oh, yeah.
you had
Several.
it. You had it. And the first time I met you, you were quite a bit heavier.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a big life change. This was what, 3-4 years ago?
Just a couple of years ago, yeah. It's been almost a half.
So
And another one after that.
Talk to me about how this starts as just this fascination with what is this thing to all of a sudden facing your own mortality.
That's absolutely right. I talk to people about that too. It's like, when it happens to you, when you're about to drive over that cliff in your car, you get that moment right there.
Right.
I had that for about 10 seconds or so. I'm like, oh man, but then I'm like, well, I'm cool with it. Treatment, blah, 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 surgeries, and I'll be fine with it. And I was okay.
Right.
I was calmed down. And then it happened again, and then I'm like, oh crap, a whole nother round of this. But I said, no, it'll be a little better than the first round. But I wasn't really afraid of it. I was always a kid who would, go in the backyard at night and walk through the woods.
Right.
Walk down the basement with no lights on, feel your way around. I had no fear of it. Not to say most people have fear of the dark, but I really haven't. But certain things I don't fear. Mm-hmm. Little short bursts of fear, and that's basically it. And anyone who does paranormal work, you have to do the same thing. You're going into that building, you're going into the unknown. Well, if you're all afraid and everything you're doing it, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
I mean, they say everybody should have a little bit of fear, but not that much, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
You just deal with it.
All right, let's play some more of these. We've got the second one you sent us right here.
Well, that's all EVP, that voice. Going on to the next one.
Sorry. So, all right. Let's play
montage.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so that whole thing is an EVP.
Just that file, yeah.
And what are we hearing? This is number 2.
Yeah.
Gosh, it almost sounds like a police radio or something.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I don't have one though.
No.
That was recorded on a small handheld recorder, real cheap one. To me, it says, "Why don't you clear your walkway?"
Okay.
Because at the time, I think I was building a brick walkway in the front of my house.
Right.
And it was a state of disarray out there.
Okay.
But interesting, but that same voice has come through several times in my house. That's where that was recorded from, in my house.
Now, you said this was just a cheap little handheld recorder?
Yeah, cheapest piece of junk I could find.
And as you said earlier, I know people that have got EVP on their cell phone audio recorders, reel-to-reel, anything that records sound,
yes.
answering machines.
My own voicemail at work.
Really?
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 of them.
Oh my gosh! And what were the message? Like, get back to work?
Help me, call me, please help, and a name. Very, very short. Like, I'm talking half-second duration. Just boom.
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you think when you hear these voices and you? I mean, help me. I mean, that's a pretty universal.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I get that. You get that probably every 2 or 3 or so investigation. You get someone saying help. Most of the time, it's my name. That's the most common thing. First, last name.
Markowicz.
Yeah.
How do you
I'm
fake
telling
that?
you, Jeff, when you got your headphones on and you've been at it for a couple hours and you're listening, all of a sudden you Jeff Belanger.
Yeah.
And you know
all the
that
time.
it was a controlled environment, and you hear that. And then you go on another investigation, you hear, Jeff, and you start hearing this every time you record. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not just the voice, but now they're personal. Now they're calling your name.
Right.
That's getting into your psyche now.
And has it made you a little crazy?
No? Well, a little, but. But this is the thing, though. At what point do you become schizophrenic, or what's the point where you cross over into real spiritual communication? Are all mediums crazy then? Are they all schizophrenic because they see and hear things? No, of course not.
Right.
It's just a form of communication that most people are not used to.
Right, right.
I just happen to record it, though.
Understood.
So at least I have something physical to play.
All right. EVP is just one facet of this. We actually have a professor, a doctor,
Nice.
in a laboratory deep within the ship. And we asked him, Dr. Drek, talk to us. What do you know about EVP? This is what he had to say.
Hello, oddballs. Dr. Drek here, and tonight, of course, we are talking about EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, but what many people have never heard of is ETPs, electronic text phenomenon. That's when you're taking a picture, or a video in this case, and text words appear. When you look at it again, I don't see it right now, but when they play this back, you're going to see what somebody is trying to tell me. I know that I can feel someone's trying to contact me, and it's an interesting phenomenon. I can't wait to see this video afterwards, because I'm sure that they're saying extremely complimentary things about me. So just take a good look at this, Jeff, and back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Drek, from the lab within our ship. This is a vast ship. We got laboratories down there. We got engine rooms.
Obviously a psych ward, too.
All right. Speaking of psych ward,
Yes.
we have lots of fans who watch the show, and they're in there right now, and they have questions for you. Sarah,
Sure.
please do
Sure
tell.
to say, man. Yeah, they want to know if you have any tips on the best ways to listen to EVPs, not capture them, but actually listen to them in playback that can help.
That's a great question, because I know
Yeah.
people have played these things for me, and sometimes I don't know what
I
word.
played them for you, and you're just like, man, you just don't hear it. I don't hear it.
Yeah.
But I found that there's a lot of rhythm. If you notice, a lot of EVPs, they do have a sense of rhythm to them.
Okay.
Music is very important to them for some specific reason. I have my theories on why, but there's lots and lots and lots of rhythm. You'll hear EVPs over footsteps. They'll speak words on each step of your foot. They'll know when a pump turns on, or something is going to move, like a chair or a foot.
Right.
And they'll speak over that specifically. So you can listen for that. If something doesn't sound right when something's moving, say, whoa, play that back again, and loop it, and listen to it, and see if you can pick up the voice on that. A lot of rhythm is a key step. Like if you're walking downstairs, listen to that, and sometimes you can hear the voices over that with each step.
So I know white noise is a big part of the debate. The people will run water, run a fan, whatever, just to have that noise to work with. Do you do that?
I don't. I use silence.
Okay.
My equipment is really quiet, and I prefer it that way because nature provides the noise for voices to accumulate and form or whatever. However they actually use it, whatever the trigger is. Just sitting in a chair, moving around,
Right.
sound of your clothes, you will get voices over that.
All right. Well, let's play another one. We've got one that's seems a little more kind. Number 3 that you sent us. Let's take a listen. Now. So is that like a camera starting up that sound?
That is, exactly. And over there's a woman, and her voice says, tell them. Then you hear the man say, warm wishes.
Warm wishes. And
Warm
it's
wishes.
the holiday time of year, so this is nice. This is...
That's nice. The female voice is very hard to hear. You need a set of headphones and you listen to it.
Okay.
You'll hear it in there. But yeah, warm wishes.
Huh.
That's nice,
That is nice.
Yeah, it's a welcome.
And sometimes they even get a little bit frisky, right? With like this next one, number 4. Now I heard that. That sounded like a woman's voice.
Think it's a woman?
Well,
The husky one.
well, that's how I like them. I mean,
B. Arthur?
Oh, it's B.
let's play it again. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, you can hear the voice in the room.
Yeah.
And when I recorded that, I heard it back, and I'm like, geez, that doesn't sound anywhere remotely near any of us.
Right.
And it just stands out so much. That voice had to have come into our environment, into our space enough, so that the voice popped in the rooms, because you can hear the acoustics inside the room.
So it sounds like to you damn hot.
Damn hot. It could, that's what I hear, but other people may hear something different.
Do you think this spirit was coming on to you?
I don't know. I have a guy's voice, so I hope not.
Whoops, son of a gun. Here we go. So tough to control this thing. Let's play it one more time.
The ship or the...
Yes. It's all connected. Damn hot. All right, cool. So you've got thousands of these things now.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, this is an obsession.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm probably around 4,500 right now.
Oh my gosh.
But they're not all Class A's. They're not. Those are rare.
Let's talk about the classifications.
Yeah.
Most people go A, B, and C, right?
Yeah.
And let's start at the bottom.
The bottom.
The stuff I get.
Well,
C.
You always get them. See, this is the thing. They're everywhere. If we recorded right now, you would get an EVP.
We are recording.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe did you record? You play it back.
Right.
You go through the process. You will actually get them. I did a radio interview at Boston College, and I was in the studio in this tight little chamber, and I got an EVP in there. It doesn't matter where you are.
Right.
And I walked through. I got radiation treatment. I brought my recorder in.
That's hardcore.
And I was surrounded by I don't know how many feet of lead. The door shut. You can hear the machine getting radiated and everything. I got this mask on. I'm tied down to a table. And this big machine is over me and all this. And so I listen back, and there's a man's voice. He says, well, if it helps. You know what I mean?
All right.
It's everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are.
Wow, in a lead chamber.
In a lead chamber. Sealed lead chamber.
Wow. Very interesting.
In a hospital. Alone.
A Faraday room.
A Faraday room, that's right.
Yeah.
Matt, strangest place you've ever caught an EVP?
Believe it or not, and I know I get giggles for this, a bathroom.
Nice.
Those were demons, I bet.
They were totally demons. I happen to know some really hardcore paranormal investigators, and on a bet once, we went to a funeral, a wake, and you know where you kneel down in front of the casket?
I do.
You've done it, haven't you? You've had an audio recorder in your hand and said,
I've been.
"Come on, Granny, talk to me."
I didn't take it to the coffin, but I had it in the room.
Is that too far? Is that?
Well, it's hard. There was too many people. No, it's
Too many
for
people.
me. No, there was just too many people.
It's not an ethic thing.
I couldn't control the environment, Jeff.
Right. You can control one of them.
Damn human contamination. Why can't I be alone with the dead?
Oh man. You must be great fun at parties.
Where's my father-in-law? He's cool.
Your father-in-law? Nice. Leave me alone. That's awesome. All right. We got a couple more here. The fifth one you sent us was, so now this to me is a little more frightening because it's one thing to think about adults or sounds floating around, but let's give this a listen.
Now, that is a camera. You hear that whine, obviously, but that child's voice.
That first part, right before the squeak of the camera.
I have no idea what it's saying.
It does sound like almost like a kid yelling in the back.
I was in the North Church
Boston?
in Weymouth.
Okay.
In Weymouth. And there's a legend of the place being burned down with a bunch of Sunday school kids in it by this crazy pastor way back when. And so I'd asked. We kind of snuck in there because it was at night, but there was a jazzercise class going way on the other side of the church in the basement. So we kind of snuck in there and worked our way into the sanctuary. And I was in there with two other people. I asked, are there any children here specifically because of that tale that I had heard? And that's what I got.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what it's saying though.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. These audio recorders can pick up errant radio waves and things like that.
No.
I've had it happen.
What?
No.
I've got
They're
one.
designed not to, Jeff, by FCC law.
I've got an EVP someone sent me that was perfect Morse code.
There you go. Someone sent him.
It was perfect Morse code. And then when we looked it up, we decoded it, and it was the call sign for a radio beacon in Quincy, Mass. That was just putting out its signals like RA9536, RA9536, RA whatever it was. It was just like letter number. And, so, I mean, interesting.
It's interesting. I know I have picked up radio broadcasts, but it was with the microphone and a very long cable.
Okay.
That cable acted as an antenna, and that's where the bleed-through occurred, not the actual microphone.
So how do you think these voices are getting on there?
I think they come in two different ways, actually. I think that they come in acoustically just like they do our voices. As we speak, it goes in as a wave through the air. And I also think that they are able to project it onto whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Because just like I use this as a term, a proton, photon could be a wave and a particle at the same time. This is one of the proven things. Well, there's one thing that can be two things. Electrons are two places at the same time. All these different theories and stuff. But why can't a voice? The telepathy is a thought. It's an energy thought, but it's also, if I projected an image into your brain.
I just got it.
There you go. See?
It's disgusting.
Sorry, Matt.
No. I understand. Do you think this could be telepathy from living people in some cases?
Well, we're all living, even when you're dead. So, I mean, people like me and you, like.
Yeah, like we're doing this thing now, and one of our, not even consciously. I mean.
Yeah, I did it actually today on the elevator. I was taking the elevator upstairs, and I was thinking about someone, and the door opened up, and the person was standing there. The odds of that happening are pretty slim, they worked in the same building as I did, but.
Right.
It's who knows, man. It's speculative, but I think it's both.
Well, when the answers are in line with questions that you're asking in a location where it would make sense, like a historical place or things like that.
Intelligent.
That gets interesting. So we got this one, number 6. This is in where is it? Cottage Park. Now that is, get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Go back.
Get out. Go back. Yeah.
All right. Let's hear that. We actually have a photo where this was taken. Bring that up.
Stand, I saw roses.
Sorry. Yeah. No. That's clear.
That one was recorded with a little bit better digital recorder. The second recorder that I got, and just as I was going into the building, that's when I captured that.
Yeah, freakish.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Sarah, what do you think?
About that recording?
Yeah.
It's creepy. Yeah. It's good.
Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
We can hear it clearly over here.
Yeah. It's actually really good.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Does it unnerve you at all when you hear these things?
When I hear it the first time, and there's definitely something about a legit EVP versus you and I talking that, it triggers. I can't explain it. It's like it's almost visceral. Like it gives you this just different feeling. Like it almost raises the hairs on the back of your head. And I've had that with you before, actually. To have that happen. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. I mean, do you still get freaked out after all these thousands of recordings?
Sometimes I do, depending on what they're saying and the strength of it. When you hear a child come through really strong, it's like, whoa, jeez, man, yeah, I still get goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's still very thrilling. When I hear nice, loud, clear ones, I still get psyched with it. I really do.
And sometimes it's not just voices, right? I mean, we've got number 7 here.
Stand, I saw roses. Yep. Like that. Now, I just peeked in whoever's room is to the right. Yeah, you have a big candle on the bureau. Stand, I saw roses.
So it's a gunshot
like
right?
that. Now, I just peeked in whoever's room is to the right. Yeah,
there. Yeah.
Loud and clear. That was recorded with condenser microphone, mixing board, going into a computer.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
clear.
if we go back and listen to Abbey Road or something, I mean, do you think we can...
Yeah, I often wonder that too about studios and when they're pressing records and if EVPs get on there, you might hear something along the way, but I don't recall hearing one. But that gunshot, if you notice in the recording, everyone keeps talking. There was probably about 8 to 10 people in the room at the time.
Right.
And when I played that back for the family in the house that I had recorded that in, and their jaws all dropped, and they were like, "Whoa!" They all freaked out, and they were just shaking their heads and where did that come from? Because nobody heard it at the time.
It's compelling stuff. It's so interesting because it's that tangible evidence that it's not some crazy mystical thing, right? You probably have an audio recorder at home laying around somewhere. You can try it. Do it for yourself. And I'll admit, when people send you stuff, you always wonder, you're skeptical, but you can try it for yourself. You can go out there and control it. There was only 2 people in the room. You know what your voices sound like. The less people, the better.
That's right.
I imagine.
Human contamination.
Right. And I've been on enough of these things. Someone's whispering, and you're like, "Stop whispering."
That's rule number 1.
Yeah, talk full volume.
Oh, man.
If you pass gas or your stomach burbles, just own it. Own it.
That's right.
We are out of time, folks. Until next time, stay odd. Thank you.